Happy mamas, here is my untimely 3:24 p.m. EST live. And I say that because I'm sure that most of you are welcoming your kids coming home from the bus, as I would be if my husband wasn't home, and he's doing it for me right now. So probably in about 5 minutes, the kids are going to come running through and I'm going to have to stop this. So here is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the word should. Should you or shouldn't you? I had a wonderful episode taping today with the lovely Jennifer Medeiros, who is in our group. And we talked about a lot of awesome things, and I'll save that for the episode. But one of the things that came up that we discussed was that idea of should. And as moms, we have all these things that we should do on our shoulders. I should, be doing the laundry. I should be cleaning the house. I should be doing something. There's always something that follows that should. And we live in this world of obligation. And the problem with the word should is that it takes all the joy out of everything. And you end up doing things out of obligation because you think you should be doing it. And it takes, and not because you want to, or not because you would like to. I guess want to and like to is the same thing. But what I really want to touch on is that feeling of should, that feeling of obligation, comes from a place outside of you. Like something is making you do that. Whether it's your upbringing, right? You should have a spotless home because you grew up in a home where your own mom kept things clean. And so you're always like, I really should be doing this. I really should be organizing my closets. I really should. So it's an external thing. And what ends up happening is you impose that external should on you when inside, internally, you're feeling something else. So there's this constant conflict about what you want to do, about what feels good and organic to you, and what you really feel like you should be focusing on instead. So this kind of conflict causes stress, anxiety, and over time, even depression. And I know this because I see it. I know it because I've lived it. When you are, even when you're young and you're in school and you're taking a subject that you think you should take because it's going to be for your best interest, or so you think, there's a part of you that's doing it and there's no love into it. There's no interest. And life is too short to do the things that you should be doing. Life should be enjoyed, and you need to love all the moments that you can. It's too precious to be shooting yourself to death, if I can say that. So what do you want to do? What is your end game? What is your goal? Your goal as a person, as a human, as a mom, as a wife. What is your goal? To live happily and free without anxiety and have more patience? Well, what does that look like for you? What makes you happy, right? Silence. Yes, silence makes me happy too. What else makes you happy? Maybe spending quality time with somebody. Maybe it's pursuing something that you love to do. Maybe it's, leaving those dishes for when you feel like doing them and you can say, you know what? I did my, whatever. Like I spent some time with my family. I watched a movie with them. And I feel like I've spent quality time. Now I can do the dishes. And it doesn't look like, I really should be doing the dishes. And that plays into also being mindful during your day and being present in the moment. And often when you're feeling like you should do something and doing something out of that obligation, you're not enjoying the present moment because of that conflict. And that builds resentment. Well, I do all this stuff that we need to get done in the house and you don't do anything, whatever, kids, husband, whoever. And we start to resent those around us that are doing what they want. I'm sure that you guys can relate to this. We see our husbands sitting reading the paper while we're working our butts off. And they're just like, well, sit down, chill out. And you're like, well, you should be helping me, And it's like, no, No, I want to be doing this. And they get it. And yet we're shooting ourselves into our graves. So we need to stop collectively, not just you, me too. I do the same thing. But we need to try and remind ourselves that every moment, every day is a gift. And when you are living it as a gift, do what you want to do. Do what's most meaningful to you. Do what's going to bring you joy as much as you possibly can. Now, of course, we're going to have obligations. Oh, hi, Jennifer. I was just talking about you, talking about our conversation today. Of course, you're going to be doing things that are part of your obligation. You have to, yes, there's things that you need to do, but the way you look at it is different, and the way you prioritize it in your life is different, Prioritize the things that make you happy first, the things that make you, and this is not about wasting your time watching TV, although that could make you happy. And for the unwinding part, that's important. But as far as the way you prioritize your day, what brings you joy? What gives you that lightness in your step? Focus on that, and then, you get to the obligations when you get to them, but you're going to remove that should nastiness when you take care of yourself. And when you're fulfilling those things that you really want to do, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be for your kids? Who do you want to be for yourself? What is the real message that you want to send to your family? Think about that. And do you want them to just be like, oh, I really should be doing this? Ugh. It doesn't even sound fun, So that's my message for you today is think about where in your life you are doing the things that you think you should be doing, and instead figure out what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what brings you fulfillment, and do that first. Let that fulfill you. The obligations, you're going to have to do them. But if you look at them, and Jennifer, this goes to our conversation today, if you look at them instead as, something that you get to do as part of the package, it's going to change the effect, the energetic effect it has on you. It won't have the same negative energy. You won't get that same resentment when you are making the things that you really love to do the priority. And this goes for so many things. Like, think to yourself, do I really want to do this? I really should go to this party because my friend set this up. No, do you want to? If you want to, then say yes and go with a big smile on your face. Or it's like, you're invited to go somewhere. I really should stay home with the kids. Really? Should you? Can your, spouse take care of them for a night and you can go do something you really enjoy? These are the shoulds I'm talking about, right? So think about where in your life you might be keeping yourself down and sad and anxious and depressed because you're doing what you should be doing as opposed to doing what fulfills you. All right? And if you have any questions about this, feel free to tag me. And in this case, Jennifer, because part of the conversation was with her, and she's one of our self-love people. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you feel blocked and you feel like you really can't do what you want, and that this feeling of obligation really is encompassing your whole life, let's talk about it, because that's important. All right? Okay, have a lovely day. I will pop in later to say hi to you, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye.